Hi everyone. In this video, let me take you through option trading from the option buyer perspective. When we get into option trading, we can notice two common misconceptions exist. If you look at the option buyers, they believe that option buying provides unlimited returns, but it carries a limited risk, which is just the premium. So definitely it may be good for a long-term perspective. And they also believe that the capital requirement is so low because after all I have to pay a premium. Both are actually not right. If you believe this, then you didn't understand probability and risk management. This is going to be the reason you will be wiped out in the market in a while. And if you look into the option sellers, they think most of the time I'm going to make money because when I sell the premium, most of the time the options are not exercised. It is true that most of the time it is not exercised. But when it is getting exercised, you may end up paying a lot for it. So if you don't understand again the risk management, you will be wiped out. So as far as the trading is concerned, you should be more cautious about managing the risk than making money. Anyway, this is the video where I'm going to be slightly biased from the option buyer because even an option buyer can make money. But the big question is how an option buyer can make money. Before I get in detail of this particular subject, let me tell you one thing, that any asset in the perfect competition traded at the fair price. If you look at the stock markets or derivative markets or on option markets are pretty much liquid and it is a free market. So remember one thing, the traders are not fool of taking a stance knowingly the other side is much more attractive. I mean, if at all, if option buying alone makes sense, no option seller comes into the picture. And it is also true that if option selling alone makes sense, no option buyer will come into the picture. But that belief which exists makes the option price slightly goes away from the fair price. That's the volatility. That is the deviation we see from the fair price. That is what the professionals tries to encash it. If they find the premiums are quite expensive, they try to sell those options. If they find that premiums are quite cheap, then they try to buy options. But this is the video I can tell you when to become an option buyer so that you get a better idea. As I told you that I'm actually going to look at from the option buyer perspective, not from the seller perspective. But doesn't mean option buyers are always make money. We need to know when to buy options, how to manage risk, and how to make it better. Myself Murugan, I'm a SEBI registered research analyst, happy to present another interesting video from Axis. In fact, this is the topic which was highly voted when we asked for our viewers' recommendation in the most recent video. If you're interested, you can even check out and you can look at the comments. We got quite a good number of people. In fact, a lot of people have called us. A lot of people requested that, Murugan, can you tell something from the option buyer perspective? And again, I don't want to provoke anybody just because there is a title of option buying. Let me give you as realistic as possible and I leave you people to judge the same. Now, before we think about trading in options, we first need to have the expected market trend. So when you look into the underlying, let's say when I want to trade in Nifty options, I first need to understand what is the Nifty current trend. Look at this, the trend can be of this way. That let's say I have a bullish view in the market. Let's say we have a bullish view in the market. The bullish view can be categorized in this format. See, mostly what we believe is when we have a bullish view in the market, even if you look at the the recent video, I told you that when you have a bullish view, instead of buying a call option, why not you can actually sell a put option. I think that is a very common, the thought process because it got a better chances of making money. But I already highlighted that you need an aggressive risk management as well. But coming back to this, when we have a bullish expectation, at some time, it's good to be a call option buyer as well. Let me highlight it. Sometime it is good to be a call option buyer. And that is what precisely we are actually going to see in this particular video. So in order to categorize the bullish trend, I have a three broad category. One is about accumulation phase. So when you look at the accumulation phase, which is the first one, so you see that the trend gradually takes a move. So if you are anyway familiar about Elliott wave theory, it looks like a third wave. which is a far consistent behavior. Okay. And if you look at the second one, which is a short covering rally is maybe after the breakout, or sometimes what happens is the market makes a quick move and you don't see much of the retracement. Market keeps moving up. In fact, no, you see that the behavior is much more steeper than what even I highlighted here. It tends to be in a way that it reaches your target price in a very short span of time. It has a potential to move in a much faster note. I mean, the point is the momentum is expected to be higher. The momentum is expected to be higher and it keeps moving upside. You don't see much of retracement happening there. And look at the third one, that is also a bullish scenario, but it is extremely volatile. Okay, but you may have a bullish expectation and you also have the volatile expectation as well. I mean, let's say you look for some judgment, okay, but you are quite optimistic about it, but you also agree one thing, that quite a big volatility exists here. So we need to know one thing. See, and I'm not assuming that your view is going to be right. You may even go wrong. So there is a risk associated with our expectations. But what instrument I should choose under what scenario so that I get my returns, which is better than the risk. By any chance, when you have accumulation expectations, like, bullish, but a gradual bullish scenario, if you buy call options, does it make sense? I want you to think, because I'm going to reveal in next slide. If you have a short covering on that expectation, if you buy a call option, does it make sense? Or when you have a bullish and highly volatile scenario, that is the time you buy call option makes sense. We need to know when to buy that call option. It's good that if you have given attempt to give a thought, but anyway, let me go in detail of it. When you actually have an accumulation phase, okay, remember, it is good to buy futures. For God's sake, I request you, anytime when you have a bullish expectation, don't simply buy call options. When you have accumulation expectation, option buyers, especially call option buyers, should avoid this stage. Although the price expectation goes as per your movement, don't buy call. If at all, if you want to encash the trend, you should go and buy futures, because when you have a gradual consistent move, you can simply hold on to this future for quite a good amount of time. You may not be bothered about the theta, or you may not be bothered about the contract expiry. If you want, you can keep rolling over, you can keep moving forward. Whereas if you buy call options, you lose the premium. You can't actually roll over to the next particular thing. You have to pay a fresh premium. So remember that. Or you can even sell put options. I mean, that is good for an option seller. So as an option buyer, if you have a bullish expectations, as a call option buyer, I don't recommend you to jump inside, because theta is against you. And if a market is on a consistent, a gradual bullish note, Vega may not be in your favor. I mean, the volatility is expected to go down. So the volatility and theta both goes against the option buyer. The only thing is the favorable price, but still there is a lesser chances for you to get benefited out of this scenario. But by any chance, if you have a short covering expectation and a very short span of time, if the price has a potential to go up. So when you expect the bullish curve is induced by the short covering behavior. So remember, the theta is something still against us, but it may not have much impact to us, because the market tends to go on a quick note. So theta may not hurt you much. The premium what you pay may not have much of the downside risk because of the theta, because as your primary expectation is a short covering one. But the big problem is finding that short covering move is a big thing that is even difficult than just making money out of market. So it is a difficult thing. But if you know that the short covering rally is inevitable at this moment, you can definitely go and buy futures. You can buy futures because you already looking after the short covering rally. It's in fact good to buy futures because you don't see much of the downside risk. But you can also buy call options because the volatility will be in your favor. Although it is not in your favor, at least it will be neutral and theta may not hurt you much. But the first two cases, what I've talked about it, the first one is accumulation, the second one is short covering, can still be done by a future buyer. Of course, in the second one, you can think about a call option, but the first one you should not think as an option buyer. But let me tell you from a third one, which is very interesting, that when you have a bullish expectation in the market, but for unfortunately you have a lot of expectations on the volatility as well, then the time like this, nothing wrong in paying slightly more premium in getting into it, because that is the time call option buying helps in saving you. Because number one, if you have a future, you have a downside risk, and if you place a stop loss, it gets triggered and you exit out of the position. So you may be exit and just because you caught in volatility, that you don't want to do that. For that you can actually buy call option. But if you go and sell call options, okay, sometime when you have a bullish view, you can still sell call options, out of the money call options, but it has a delta risk and vega risk. Remember, if a market keeps moving up in a very short note, that the delta will actually come and hurts you. And if you have proportions, the gamma risk also comes into the picture. And if you have a put option selling, it can still get caught with the volatility. If not much of the delta, it can still get caught with because of volatility. So remember one thing, when you have too much of expectation, this is what a serious takeaway. So remember one thing, as a call option buyer, you need to be very clear about it, not just the price moving it. You need to know that a lot of uncertainty about the market. So when there is a lot of uncertainty exists in the market, you better go as an option trader, and you can even be a call option buyer instead of call option seller. That is one which get a specific advantage to become a call option buyer. But you need to know how to match this with the price. So that comes towards the end of the session. So how to manage the risk, it is very important. Okay, now see, when let's say you bought 13,500 call option at rupees 145. Let's say the prices were started moving down. What should I do? See, I'm not talking about managing the returns. I'm talking about managing the risk first. Okay. Sir, among call options buyer, I've noticed one thing. Lot of people are making the mistake what they did in equity market again. Lot of equity traders, they tend to average it. Averaging stock, which when price goes against your expectation, we recommend not to do that. It is actually a suicide. But just because they lost money in options, they started getting in, just because they lost money in equity, some of them started getting into options thinking it is a limited risk profile. And when they find that option premiums are not coming up well as it starts moving down, the worst thing is they also started averaging premium. Remember, equity price going to zero is something which is a rare phenomena. So there even averaging may not hurt you much. But if you are an option trader and if you have a habit of averaging options just because the market goes against you, let me tell you one thing, your journey will come to an end very sooner than you can even expect. So I humbly request you, it's a big notice, do not average. A lot of people think, let me average the premium in a way of option sellers can even think about it, but option buyers should not think about averaging it. Okay, but option sellers should not average without minding the your overall risk profile. And let me now tell you how to do that. Sir, before you getting into the option buying, you should have that stop loss in place. Okay, so let's say I have a stop loss of 50 rupees based on my risk profile. I did it. Okay, and selling out of the money options at rupees 50. That is also interesting. Am I right? Selling out of the money options at the rate of 50, because when you buy this option at 145, when you buy this option for 145, sometimes what happens is, when the prices were not moving as expected, rather it started moving down. So you be prepared to sell out of the money options at 50 rupees. So you don't have to exit this one. You can exit out of the money options at 50 rupees. It means like when the prices were actually going down, you see, let's say 13,600 or 13,700, when it actually becomes 50 rupees, I end up exiting selling that particular one. And then you may actually ask this question, Murugan, as an option buyer, I might be having a limited capital. That is very big mistake. Don't think premium alone is a capital requirement to do a business. If a premium required is, let's say, 5,000 rupees, and if you think 5,000 rupees is the only capital required to do the business, then if you're wrong in the given trade, you cannot see your next trade. Remember, we are not living in the certainty world. Each and every trade has a probable chances of becoming a right one. not a certainty of becoming the right one. So your trade can go wrong, but you need to do hundreds of trades so that you find your 60 trades right or 70 trades right. So you need to sail through 60 or 70 trades or 100 trades. For that, you need a lack of capital or more in order to take the risk of 5,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees. So remember, don't think premium alone is a capital. But by any chance, if you have a capital of 60,000, 70,000 or 1 lakh rupees, and if you bought the options of taking 3,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees of risk, let me now tell you, when you sell options, okay, in order to manage your risk, it may not require much capital because you already have one option. Then you are selling that particular option. So in today, as per SEBI regulations, when you sell options, having one option with you may not require much of the capital. So that is interesting. Am I right? Number 2, you can actually sell next month contract, but make sure that the strike price is above 13,500. Okay, because I'm talking everything from the call option perspective, call option buyer perspective. So in a way that you get some, a more premium. But now what happens is, if that make sure that by any chance, if you have a delta issue, like if the market start going down drastically, okay, at least that particular delta can come and actually save a bit of a premium here, and then you can actually exit the positions. But don't have that naked position after this particular contract expired. But if it is so out of the money options, you can see that the theta and volatility and delta, everything actually starts. So if your view is wrong, and if a market actually become a bearish and you expected the call and you held the call, thank to the next month contract what you sold can even come and save you. If not, make sure that you be prepared to have a stop loss to exit this position at 50. Or you may be someone who say that I can hold this contract till 0. If that is the case, you should have discounted that 145 rupees as a complete premium, as a risk to that particular trade. I hope you understand what I'm actually trying to convey. So these are all the ways by which you can manage it. Let me summarize it. Do not average it. Never ever average the premium when you are option buyer. That's not good, especially when the prices were actually going against your expectations. Number 2, be prepared with a stop loss. If you wish to hold the premium till 0, make sure that you stick to in the money or at the money, but make sure that you discount entire premium as a risk in the given trade. That is more important. Okay, so manage your capital accordingly. And the good thing is about selling out of the money options at 50 rupees, because in the case of stop loss, we have taken 50. If not, you can think about selling next month contract. Sometimes we even think about the near month contract, because let's say I have a monthly option, I've sold it. Sometimes I think about selling the weekly option as well. It depends on certain scenarios. Okay, so about risk management, we can think about a dedicated video about it. To make it short, you should be prepared to manage the risk. And now coming back to a very interesting aspect, how to manage returns. A very interesting thing. Okay, because as an option buyer, you should be really smart about taking profits as well. Okay. Now by any chance, if you play with in the money, because a lot of option buyers have this question, is it in the money or out of the money? Of course, amateurs tend to go for out of the money and they burn their hands, because all they watch is most of the time it becomes 0. But remember one thing, the difference is because of the delta. Okay, when you look at in the money options or at the money options, mostly it carries the delta close to 50. Am I right? In a way, what happens is it got a 50% chances for the price to go above, or even it can go down. So the reality is, when you buy, I'm not getting into the direction aspect of the market. Keep it with you that you are bullish in the market. But statistically, in the money options got 50% move, am I right? Or sorry, not deep in the money. I'm talking about at the money to that particular level. Okay, that at the money or one step in the money, which has mostly 50% chances or slightly more chances for you to make money. Okay, and I mean for that to be exercised. So when you buy that particular call options, you should make sure that your break even point is something which is very much nearby. Very much nearby. If it is break even is far away, you don't have much scope to make money. So slightly go in the money options. Okay, and when you buy that premium for 50 rupees, and if you have a stop loss of 20, then you should have a target of something like 100. Okay, or if you don't have a stop loss, then you should make sure that you wait at least for 130 to 150 rupees, because the probability of you making money is also slightly low. The option may be exercised 50 times, But for you to make over the premium, you need to have a sizable returns as well. That's the reason why I said wait till the target of 130 to 150. But if you don't see the potential of reaching 130 to 150, then better what you do is, as the price gets higher, okay, if you don't have a stop loss, then what you do is, the out of the money options, when the premium has actually become, let's say, 20 to 30, because you even bought this particular option, which is only 20 rupees. But when you see out of the money options becomes 20 or 30, it means the price moved as per your expectations. I'm talking about the favorable scenario. That's where we manage the returns. When the price moved as per your expectations, it's good you actually sell that particular 20, 30 in a way that you make sure that you don't have much of the downside risk. Or if market goes slightly, you still have some, the theta advantage starts coming into the picture. Sometimes it even optimizes it. So that's some way by which you can do it. Coming back to out of the money options, I think most of you people must be expecting this. Let me tell you one thing, sir. Out of the money option has the delta of only 10. If you really want to make money as out of the money option buyer, you need a lot of patience. That patience is something which is, a costly expectation among, option traders, because think about it. When you have only 10% chances of making money, and let's say this is the time you're making money, let's say this is the time that option is going to make money, then you should be prepared to make 10 times of the premium. Okay, let's say you pay and you pay 10 rupees and buy that option. You should not be exiting that position just by the profit of 20 or 30, because when it has the potential to run for about hundreds of rupees, because about 10 times it makes really big move, whereas 90 times it troubles you. So the 90 times you're taking a full trouble, but the 10 times you're not having a patience to wait for hundreds of rupees. Naturally, not just you, even me, most of us may not have that patience to wait for hundreds of rupees. That is the reason why the out of the money option buyers by default losing the grounds. But if at all, if you have a patience of being consistent, and if you buy options legibly at the right times, you also got a chances to make money. But you should make sure that you have a target which heads about 10 times when you have a delta of 0.10. So delta, try to understand, it's about probability. Keep it in that way. When you have a probability of only 10% for you to make money, accordingly you think about it. Now, I have a question for you people. When to buy call option? But if you look at this so far, I've just talked about from the option perspective. But I didn't tell you when to buy option along with the price behavior. So let me tell you what it is. And it is going to be a question for this particular video. Okay, because now I give you 6 options for you to choose. Okay, there are about 6 options for you to choose, and pick up the right one and tell me why. Because first, try to understand this. This is very important, because this will tell you, okay, at the given price action, you should be a call option buyer. At a given price action, you should be a call option buyer. Let's say if the market isn't range bound, but the stock is trading at the retracement level. I hope you can notice that the stock is trading at the retracement level. Should I be an option buyer? Or if you look at the next one, that the trend is classically on the bullish note, but I notice that the stock is coming towards the retracement level. So both are at the retracement, but the first one is at the range bound, but the retracement. The second one is the trend is classically on the bullish note, but it is at the range bound. Right? And if you look at the third one, that it is while giving a breakout. See, in all three, we have noticed one thing, that expected trend is bullish. So we wish to buy call options. But when should I buy call options is what my question. And if you have your specific choices, you can make in the comment section, but make sure that you also tell me why. Okay, and try to express a bit more detail, because you're not just telling me, you're also telling yourself in order to having these differences, because hardly we see those details among bullish trend, am I right? So it's good exercise, you can definitely do that. Okay, and look at the fourth option. You have a range bound breakout. Okay, that the trade, it was quite a bit consolidation note, but the stock has given a breakout now. Will you go and buy call options here? Or when you see the trend is completely bearish, but you have noticed a kind of oversold scenario, Okay, probably the stock has stretched that leg. Probably that the bearish trend, you find it is a kind of terminal. I think it's a contrarian thought. It's a contrarian thought. But if you wish to bet on that particular one, will you pick up call option? Okay, I just want you to tell me when is the good time to pick up the call option among the six. The sixth one is interesting, that it is a bear trap. Like it is a range bound behavior. It is a range bound behavior. In fact, the downside breakout is given, but maybe with all good volume and everything, but unfortunately it quickly come up, maybe with a gap or something, managed to sustain within the gap. We say it's a false breakout and it is a bear trap. Okay, now in all the note, you might have noticed one common behavior, that the expected trend is bullish for the given person, but he should be choosing, he wished to be a call option buyer, but which one should ideally be a good to make money? I hope you got my question. Am I right? And it is a time for you people to think for a while, okay, and just brainstorm yourself and think about it. Where do we find the volatility? Where do we find the short covering? Where do we find the accumulation phase? Try to connect the video to this particular one, because this is how you can actually connect and make sense. Am I right? Then, because if you are prepared here, henceforth by looking at charts, you get to know to be a call option buyer or not. So this is an exercise which you have to do it. Am I right? And if you wish to know what is our recommendation, if you want to know why and how it actually helps, of course, I can't actually reply in the comment section because it's going to be pretty lengthy for me to convey about it. And of course, this is something which I need to explain a lot to make people to understand it. So if you really wanted as a part of a video, okay, followed by this particular one, then I request you people to show interest, because by any chance if we see again thousands or 2,000 views for this particular one, it is needless to talk about option buying again, of course. So when we see there are good number of people showing interest with respect to option buyer, and if we see there are good number of viewers are also there for it, and if we find that our video can make sense, we will definitely post it. So I also have an humble request from you people. When you share this video, it helps me to find few more people, am I right? All you people gonna do is probably you share it in the a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, and some interested people gonna get into it. I'm not asking you people to spam this link by sharing. If you find the video is really sensible, if you find the content is really appealing, okay, then you can also take an efforts to support us. Do share this video, because it helps us to find few more views or good people which can contribute our community. So do that. And of course, make sure that you express your views in the comment section. So just by sharing it, don't expect us to comment it. Of course, by looking at the comments and the kind of participation we see in the below comment section will definitely promote us to decide to post this video or not. And it's not going to be the next video, it will be our upcoming video based on your interest. So we have some sort of the measures we have in-house to decide when to post it, but most likely, because we see that recent days people, and of course, as committed last video, we have posted option buying video. I think this is our first video at Axis specifically talked about option buying. It is simply because you have requested. So we also act based on our subscribers' interest. Coming back to this, of course, we have our services, which is a trade recommendation. If any of our viewers find, Axis provides a sensible services so far through YouTube, or find the knowledge content is good, if you wish to opt in any of our services, we have two broad services. One is recommendation, the other one is training program. And for recommendations, we have index option strategies and intraday, equities. According as per your interest, you can do it. But intraday, we are not providing anything on options. We just providing it at this moment for equity only. And as for the training is concerned, we have option chain analysis, because a lot of our subscribers and a lot of people have requested, even in the they visited our website. We have a lot of scanners and filters in our website. So do check out our website, which is eqsas.com, because the option chain analysis helps us to understand support, resistance. The open interest distribution tells us whether the support and resistance is fair or not, and we can identify the directional bias, and a lot of interesting aspect one can be done. And of course, we also posted some videos relevant to it, but people wanted to know why this training program, why not through YouTube post videos, Murugan? Of course, number one, when it comes to YouTube, we can post content, but I may not be in the position to really address you. I'm addressing the content only. I'm talking about the subject. but I'm not in the position to address you because you have some specific expectation cannot be met. Although that topic is similar, but your perception, your expectation might slightly differ. So when it comes to a training program, we always have a limited to 20. So you can check out any of the previous batch or anybody who attended the program will also agree to it. But the point is, we try to address the participant. We in fact make you to ask questions. We in fact create a scenario where you get a doubt and ask a question in a way that you get real good clarity about it. And coming back to the next video, again vote for it. Okay, again vote for it. Sir, we're gonna have I think 4 videos topic. Based on the topic, we are actually going to create the next one again. The first topic is, in fact, a lot of people started asking in their other video comment section. So we are going to collect vote from this particular comments. If you wish that what is our take, what is X's take about the current market trend? Because you see a lot of people talking about market is really bullish, market is ready for the next big bull wave. A lot of people say it is just the terminal wave, market is going to be tired in a while, be prepared for a big downside. A lot of people find a lot of divergence between the PE ratio or the market performance, because we also have some view about the PE ratio because we see the base effect will come into the picture. We all know that we didn't do business in last 1 year, but market tends to discount futuristic thing. So what is our view about the market is what we wish to share, provided our subscriber shows interest to it. So if you wish to take about what is the current market trend from X's perspective, okay, current market trend at this moment, we also believe it's a kind of bullish. So what position I should take, okay, and how should I trade in the given context? Do I need to protect the downside risk? Do I need to write the call options, or those things we can talk about that particular video, provided if you're interested. If not, you can vote for this, that importance of money management for option traders. Although you may not understand the importance of this topic, but I believe it is very important. But if you people believe that money management is also important, you can vote for it. If not, search for it, the importance of money management. If something that somewhere, if you get appealed, if you want to know more about it, you can vote for this particular one. And the third one is what option buyer should consider while maximizing the returns. Because even in this case, this is a video related to this particular audience, because as an option buyer, there is something you can do in a way that it may not bother your capital, but that will definitely need it to optimize your returns. Instead of being a naked option buyer, you can do something. And this can be done without increasing your capital much. You can, with a limited capital also, you can do it. But it is much more appealing. If you are interested, you can actually ask for that also. Okay. And that's the topic, which is what option buyer should consider to maximize returns without maximizing the capital. And of course, the last one is about option trading using implied volatility. This was the topic was contestant in the last video also. In fact, it was closely competing. A lot of people asked for it. Of course, we wish to post that. Okay. And anyway, we made up our mind to do it. But if you want this topic to be the very quick video, then you let us know again, because accordingly we plan for it. Okay. Hope you people got some good time spent with us, and thanks for all of you people supporting us till this minute. Do not forget to share this video. If you are there for this minute, do not forget to share this video, and of course, take a break, because you must be watching this video for about last 30 minutes. I can say definitely for about 30-35 minutes, but do practice it, and make sure that you post your comments by looking at those quiz. This is very important. Thank you.